Welcome back to the Boomerang Podcast. I'm Matt Geiger, and today we have a very special guest, Patriot Mom 007. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me today.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, so excited to be here. And I met your friend, Billy, so I was so glad to be introduced to you today. Didn't even know you existed. I've been here 25 years, and I come here on Deer Valley, and this plaza especially, but now I know you're here, so Midas Gold Group.
Midas Gold Group.
Awesome.
We're just a little storefront. You know, we put the studio in here, and it's cozy, it's fun.
Super fantastic.
We have a good time.
I love it. We love it.
But, let's jump into it. I mean, you're doing some incredible work. You have your website, takeourborderback.com.
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit about kind of what your project is, what you guys are up to.
Yeah, so this just came about at the new year. A bunch of us were together here in Arizona from different parts of the United States in December, and a few of them went down to the border just to take a trip to see what was it about. And they were appalled, of course, right? And they came back at the new year, and they called the five of us, and they said, hey, we need to do something. And so we decided we would Take Our Border Back, Southern Border Convoy, and 3-State Rally, which is going to begin here on January 29th over in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
And we just decided that it was really important, since we live in the southern states, California, Arizona, Texas, and Georgia is where our team members are, that, a lot of people talk about the southern border and the issues, right?
Right.
They go to the airports and they show, Ben Berkwam, I talked to him recently, and he's in Chicago showing hundreds in Chicago Airport, Arizona, Phoenix Sky Harbor.
I told you before the show that I was in the Sky Harbor Airport.
Hundreds.
And there was literally, I saw at least dozens. And the lady was coming, she's in the terminal, and she's got her luggage, and her luggage was a potato sack.
Right. Well, there's actually hundreds. They have them stationed somewhere
outside
with, they have draperies, and they're letting them sleep there. They're doing it at all the major airports now. And so that's great. We need to know that too, right? But really what our goal is to get the eyes and the cameras from around the nation, not just the congressman for the photo op or the few senators that go down once every 6 months, but have them focused on our lower states and regularly, not once. So this is going to be not one event. We plan to do this at least throughout the year. And then if they don't stop what's happening and the criminals, the terrorists, the drug running, the sex trafficking permanently, we want to continue these. So this is something that we obviously hold dear. We have families. I live not too far from here, and actually I live out a ways, right at the end of town. And the crime we see out there after 25 years is outrageous, because they're sending the gangs out there in groups now.
Right.
They shuttle them out there and they do the car break-ins at night, and we can't have this.
Right.
It's not okay.
How do you, how does this end? I mean, we're having, 10,000 illegals a day, supposedly?
Yeah, 10 to 15 at some high points. I think 12, 5, 13 was our top. But, it's going to increase again. We're right up against spring, and they're still coming in thousands, even in the winter months, and the flooding that just happened. A few drowned the other day. They were trying to rescue with the rain we had. And so obviously, it's not sustainable from a people perspective, and just like bodies in the ground, on the ground. That was a poor phrasing. But it's really the crime we worry about, the terrorists. It was around 17, 19, small double digits when Trump was in office, who we hope gets back in office, clearly. But now we're at 389, probably 425-ish. I don't see the new numbers lately, of terrorists, known terrorists. So that number in 3 years is out of control. We can't sustain that here.
Yeah, I was talking to Chad Robichaux, interviewing him maybe a week or two ago, and he was saying that, there's terrorists getting in this country, no doubt about it.
Yeah, they just had one the other day on Instagram. They caught him on camera. It was kind of like, you're coming in, what are you here for? Just we're doing an Instagram live of a little group of people, and he said on Instagram, and he was Middle Eastern descent, I think, from Iran.
Do you know who I am?
You saw it,
I saw
right?
That.
So I don't watch a lot of Instagram, but I happened to see that one. And
looks like I told
you're going to know who I am. He said, and the next day they came out and they had a notice that they had caught him and he was on the terror list.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, I mean, I was actually kind of jokingly saying he looks like a bomb maker.
I know.
We
don't want to categorize by, right? So full disclosure, I'm Middle Eastern. In general, the population is just normal people, trying to live their lives over there.
Right.
But of course, we have our factions here, and we have plenty of them in America, right? there are those people, and we just have to be really mindful and aware. Our families, my children who are adults, I don't want them to either have to move in a couple years. I don't want to leave Arizona.
Right.
Frankly, I
Me neither.
moved here from Oregon 25 years ago.
Right.
And I want to be here forever.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
For those of you, though, who are moving in, it's not that great. So, but yeah, so we just want to make sure that the eyes of the world and the nation, and actually Canada picked this up last week, Europe picked it up last week, are really going to be staying focused on what is happening all the time, not for the photo ops every 6 months. That's our goal.
How do you solve this immigration problem? How do you solve the illegal immigrant? It's like, how are you ever going to get these people out?
I mean, we have laws, so we might want to start just with that. Super simple. It's
so
not
we need
very
to
intricate.
get Trump back in office.
Trump is a starter for sure. I mean, we know that he is a hardline. He loves the laws. He respects our military and our law enforcement, as we all do, on those of us on this side of it. And I do want to say that about our law enforcement. You know, a lot of people are afraid to come to rallies and things these days, but we will make a note that we are personally working with local law enforcement in the rally sites in California, Arizona, and in Eagle Pass for the February 3rd tri-state rally, and we have their support. We wouldn't do it otherwise. We're not trying to be disruptive. In fact, we do have mechanisms in place that if people are disruptive for any reason, they will be removed from the convoy or the rallies.
Right.
So know that we're trying to make a safe environment. Only use our First Amendment rights for good, the way it's meant to be. And we're not trying to cause problems. We're trying to enhance where we're going, bring business to those. Yuma, we're going to infuse Yuma with so much business, you know. I'm excited. It's my home state, so we're glad to do that.
We were talking just before we started here. You were talking about the 3rd district.
So LD3, Legislative District 3. So that's this area, yeah. And
tell us what happened with that woman. What's her name?
Oh, Candace Zarni.
Candace, right.
Yeah, so we have our votes. We vote a chairman in and a board, and we did that a year ago. And she ended up being voted in, but there was a discrepancy on counting votes, and it wasn't allowed to happen. And we had another vote subsequently a year later. She formed her own group of our precinct committeemen in her area that followed her. Well, we voted in a new chairman and a new board legally.
Right.
And it was upheld by a judge recently.
Through the legal process.
Always legal process. Legal process is extremely important. To those of us who believe in the law and who love it and want to use it to our own good, we really believe in that. Anyway, she didn't want to abide by that ruling, and so she's still actually organizing group meetings and such. She was suspended for 2 years, 24 months. Legally, also, all the chairs in the county of Maricopa voted, and yet she did show up last week at our Maricopa County Republican Committee. It's our annual meeting to vote in, new elected officials. So she had to be escorted off. That was unfortunate. And that's here. We need to find a way to go not against the grain, but we need to just kind of be mindful and not have our pride in the way of what we're trying to accomplish.
It's like when they become lawless, you follow the law.
Yeah, I mean, the law is there for a reason. It doesn't always work. We see that right now in court with President Trump, and in D.C. it's a problem. They have a no due process situation there. The J6ers, I know several who've gone through trial and convicted who didn't even go inside the Capitol, frankly, at all. But they have no due process. The rest of the country still primarily has due process. I do believe that.
And I heard that Bank of America is going to start handing over records of customers who were on J6, and they could very well start going after those people.
So I think they already did a little of that in 21. But what I heard recently was that they've been asked to pinpoint their spending habits for ammo, hunting, Cabela's, things like that they can highlight on their transaction charges and turn those over. Now, I don't know if they're going to turn them over or not. They might. But there's so many banking options now.
Is that even legal? I mean, I guess if they
I don't think it's legal without a subpoena, frankly.
Right.
But who knows what we're signing on the little dotted line when we open the account. I mean, I don't think I've read it. So.
Yeah, your prospectus, actually, what's interesting about your bank account is that you're the bail-in.
Yes.
That's a whole nother subject.
Yes.
But yeah, they have problems. Your money's for them to do whatever they need to do, which is crazy.
You're going to update change on your
Buy gold.
Yeah, exactly. So I told you my son's in the business too, and I won't plug his company, but another one in Scottsdale. And so he's new. He's 22, and he's learning about finances. And to your point, gold and silver and other commodities. You need to really pay attention to what's going on, and maybe even banking. Maybe you go back to your local small credit union, support your town and your city where you're at, and there's a lot of online banking options too.
Absolutely.
So I think you need to really look around and say, is this really still working for us on the mainstream level?
Right. Yeah, I think you need to get out of the whole system that's backed by the FDIC. You want one of these private banks that do their own insurance, independently.
Right. There's so many ways now you can go. So as far as like getting people together for this event, our Take Our Border Back convoy, then we'd like to see people like really just hop on our website and take a look at what we have. It's very full of information. I update it every night. I just added a hotel page on the other day, so we have people that are generously offering discounts along the travel routes.
That's great.
And we'll be adding more if we can.
And this is takeourborderback.com.
Takeourborderback.com.
We'll put a link to it.
Perfect. And we have a press release on there. We have a general information sheet on there. Basically, also, don't believe other people's posts. They might be accurate, but just verify on the website. That is the accurate website. And don't confuse it with other things happening in America. We're all trying to do our part, and that's awesome. We all want to work together. We have another gentleman doing a convoy right now going to Eagle Pass from the East Coast. For a whole week, they're traveling. He's going to be there with his group. It's going to be a big group. They're camping out. And some of those people, said that they're going to be joining us and coming through to Yuma on February 3rd when we do the 3 rallies on February 3rd in San Ysidro, San Diego County, Yuma, and Eagle Pass, Texas. It's going to be really exciting.
Sounds amazing. It sounds amazing.
At all points of the nation, too. And we have a gentleman here in Golden Valley. He owns Great American Pizza and Subs, Mr. Hall. Him and his wife, they fed 2,000 convoy goers in the last trucker rally for free. And they called us and they offered to do the same for us. So on February 2nd, if you're coming down from the northern states, through Golden Valley. It's kind of a straight line straight to Yuma, a couple hour difference. He will feed you on February 2nd dinner, and he's offered his 14-acre property for anybody who brings their RVs and wants to camp overnight. And then in the morning on the 3rd.
We need more people like that.
Oh my gosh, I know. And he's really selflessly, he's not even asking for any promotion. I did that on my own. We put him on our website. But in the morning on February 3rd, we have Jonathan's going to lead that convoy from Golden Valley, Arizona, 2 hours due south to Yuma. And everybody's going to converge in Yuma, including from California. We do have those, speaking to the point of sponsors, we do have a website area for sponsors and supporters.
We'd love to.
$500 gets you your logo and a live link.
Consider it done.
We'll
do it. We'll do it when we exit this room. I'll sign up.
That is music to my ear. To know we're self-funding, and all of us, the 6 of us, we are paying as we go for the permitting and the things that we need along the way. The Give, Send, Go that we have is givesendgo.com. It's / Take Our Border Back. So people say, what are you going to do with that money? I don't want to donate if it's getting used for X, Y, or Z. You know what we're doing with the money? We're paying for the hard costs at the rally sites and the expenses that it takes to put it together. Nobody's taking any money. We have established a trust account amongst ourselves with a lawyer that oversees things. Everything's very above board. No one person has contact to the money or can do anything with it. It's very layered so that we protect it properly and legally. And we will be rolling over what we have, and we've allocated a certain amount to stay there to keep rolling for other events. And at the end of the day, if they close the border and we get what we want and our country is safe again for our kids, then that money in there and our trust has been designated to 10 local organizations, founders we personally know, not the Red Cross, not the big ones.
Willy-nilly, right.
And we have some veterans organizations, pro-life organizations, border organizations, fentanyl crisis organizations that have been designated already. And if we do end this, then what we have left in that fund will go to them.
Incredible.
That's it.
We need more people like you.
Well, it's
Patriots
6 of
supporting
us.
Patriots, supporting Patriots.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And
it's really about fellow Americans just getting together, meeting your friends and family, and people, are traveling back again. And it's good to know somebody, I met Billy. He's from Miami. I've never been to Miami, but I'd love to go to Miami. So you might see me on your doorstep. I'll be knocking. But you know, it is when you meet people in this environment. I do it all the time, right? You know them. It's the weirdest thing. It's
like
a
family.
phenomenon.
It's like the world's best people.
Yeah, you put people in your phone, and then you can call them up for really anything, and you run into them all the time after the first time. It's really great.
It's interesting because we advertise with certain sponsors, and we become friends with our clients. It's like I met Bill, down at the Arkansas trip from something that we sponsored down there. And it's like, he was a viewer of one of the shows, which I was originally a viewer, and then decided to say, hey, let's step up and sponsor this person. And it's like, everybody keeps in touch.
Right.
We just got a photo of two of the people from the show live in different states. We got a photo of them. You sent me that photo, Bill.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
people
the
just
thing.
getting together, and it's like it's a community.
Yes,
it's like these are the real
expand
Americans.
Your group, your circle. We all live in our houses. We go into our driveways, into our garages. We shut the garage. We go into the house, and so a lot of us work from home or do now because of what happened in 2020. And so we're old school. When I grew up, we were in the neighborhood in the cul-de-sac playing every night till we got called in for all our lives, honestly. And those of us in this generation, I think we need to try to bring that back too.
Absolutely.
My kids have groups of friends. They don't, they're Xbox kids a little bit, but they're adults now, so they've moved on to the next level. And so I'm trying to teach them they need a circle to rely on.
Absolutely.
For whatever.
I lived in LA for almost a decade, and it's like you go to these liberal cities, and there's no sense of community.
Right.
There's no sense of like togetherness.
Exactly.
And then you come out here and you meet a lot of like-minded people because we know Arizona is a very red state.
It is, no matter what they say.
It's a heavily red state.
For sure.
And it's like I come out here and it's like, you go to the local diner. I go over here to Times Square, and the ladies that work there, it's like what I remember as a kid.
Yes.
Thoughtful. Give you walk in. They're happy to see you, and it's like you don't get that in like blue cities.
Bigger. No, it's like so warm here, and people do know you. I've been here 25 plus years, and I've lived a few places in town. Now I live toward Cave Creek. I love that area, kind of a lot of land
Very
out
nice.
there.
Yeah.
Not really a city girl. And, everybody knows the local businesses, it's local, and we like to keep it there. And I do encourage people, if you're going to be on the convoy with us, stay at the local hotels, and use their restaurants and participate in their economy, because if we don't support each other, frankly, what do we have?
What do we have?
Honestly.
The big corporations will come in, the Amazons,
and
the
they
Walmarts.
push people out.
And push people out.
And they have their use. Don't get me wrong. We all use Amazon. We all probably shop at Walmart from time to time if we have to. But there's so many small, like in this strip mall even, there's a lot of small businesses and pockets everywhere.
Yep.
And I'm a small business owner. I've been in salon 30 years, and I have my place over in Cave Creek. And, we love our clients, and they're family, and we like to build those relationships. So that just translates to everything that I do.
Yeah.
It's
incredible. So one more time, tell people where they can find
takeourborderback.com and go on there. Check out the website. We have some X channels that we created in Arizona, California, and in Texas. So you want to link up on those, as well as our Telegram, our Discord channels, to chat with each other. If you guys want to work out carpooling around the country, we get a lot of questions. We can't really organize it for obvious reasons, but please use the channels. They're all on the front page of the website, as well as the rally sites are on the front page, the homepage, and also the calendar from Virginia Beach, going through to Jacksonville, into Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and then they're going to go into Texas, 2 points. And then if you want to keep going and come to see us here in Yuma, which I hope you do, then please come through Las Cruces, New Mexico. You'll find a convoy spot there, and right into Yuma on February 3rd. It's going to be an overnight. We're going to actually have Lady No Grady coming in on the California convoy, and Whiskey Town. I think Tom Cass is going to be also in that convoy coming from California to join us in Yuma. So we're going to have veterans. We're going to do a great tribute to our veterans in Yuma. I'm really, really big on veterans.
Amazing.
They're just our favorite people because they honestly do more for us than anybody. They protect our lives.
Yes.
And we need to always remember them.
Absolutely.
So please join us. I hope you guys, I don't know.
Come join.
Come join us.
I'm there. Count me in.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be there.
It's going to be great.
We'll do the sponsorship as well.
It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Patriot Mom 007.
Yeah.